75th college football game between the Michigan Wolverines and the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Never in this whole life did I think I'd find 67 degrees on November in Champaign. But Bob Griese, when you start talking about the Michigan Wolverines and the Fighting Illini, in this particular season, you got to talk about defense.
The two best defenses in the Big Ten are on the field today, and Illinois leads in several of the categories. They're led by their defensive line, and leading the defensive line is Mo Gardner. This defensive line probably, or it is, the best defensive line in the Big Ten. Gardner leads the Big Ten in tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, size is always worth something in the trenches. Michigan always seems to have the size edge in the trenches. But the question is here today, do they have the quickness to knock some holes open for Tony Bowles?
Well, it's a classic size versus speed matchup, and Michigan outweighs him 30 pounds per man. Last year, Michigan won the war of the trenches, gaining 298 yards on the ground.
Michigan comes in with an option quarterback in Michael Taylor, who can throw the ball, run the ball, do it all, and he could be a very effective weapon in this ball game today. Now, the Michigan defense is just as impressive to me as Illinois, but they go about things a little differently. And perhaps they should, because today they got a particular kind of problem in quarterback Jeff George.
Well, Illinois' offense is a ball control, passing kind of attack.
With a chance to win, really, their first big ball game.
Is the team to beat in the Big Ten. In fact, in this stadium, Michigan, the last 16 years, the last 16 times they've played in Champaign is 14 wins, 1 tie, and 1 loss. So they are the dominant team.
But at this juncture of the season, it's kind of like standing over a side hill 12-footer.
You still have to go out and do it.
There you go. Siam Bekos will kick it off. Tony Bowles, who had an 85-yard kickoff return last week against the Purdue Boilermakers. One of the two people going back. The other is Desmond Howard. He is a freshman wideout. And for his straightaway burning speed, probably the faster of the two. But Bowles is the man that Bo likes to have handle the ball on the kickoff. The wind is somewhere between 20-25 miles an hour. It could be a factor. It's blowing left to right. In other words, Siam Bekos will have it at his back as he kicks off. He gets very good height on the ball. It's at the 4 for Howard. Down at the 24. So Michael Taylor, who left the ball game a week ago with an arch injury, a strain, gingerly walked through Sunday and Monday, practiced on Tuesday, starts today, and you can see has been very successful as the starting quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines. Gerard Bunch is back in the backfield now, the big man, 240-pounder, and Bo likes to have him there because he, in effect, is the blocking back. Tony Bowles is the tailback, and he has the ball. Goes over the top for 2 out to the 26. Derek Brownlow, number 48, nailed it at the top of the stack. Bunch and Bowles, you see, the wideouts, 2 of the best in the land. Chris Callaway and Greg McMurtry got good size to go with their speed. Walker is a dinged-up tight end. They are short of people out there. Doring, Dingman, Everett, Elliott, Strepanak make up the biggest offensive front in college football. It'll be 2nd down, 8. Taylor, Bowles again. Searches a little bit on the right side and pops out. It is now a foot race. Tony Bowles on his way. Can 18 catch him? Jones reaches. Jones grabs, drags him down. Henry Jones saved the touchdown. 73-yard scamper by Tony Bowles.
78 is Dingman. Watch him pull. Bunch, number 32, Dingman, both get blocks, and then Bowles runs through the linebacker. And he's going to outrun Primus, but Jones, number 18, is going to be there to make the tackle. There's a look at Brownlow, the inside middle linebacker. Bunch is right in his face.
And they leave Bowles in the game, you'd think he'd come out for a breath, but no, sir. There's a touchdown to be scored on 1st and goal from the 1 to the big man, Jared Bunch. Touchdown, Michigan. Well, that's the worst scenario possible for Illinois.
Well, and the best for Michigan. You're on a hostile turf. You look at Primus, looks like he's injured, maybe a leg. But as far as the University of Michigan, you come into hostile turf, a big game. Your first 3 or 4 plays, you get down and score a touchdown into the win. Take a look at the behind the defense, down in the trenches. Dingman is 78. Pretty good defense, but when you only have a yard to go, Bunch is big enough to get it in.
And the injured man for Illinois is Primus, and he is down, and he is in some pain, and it looks to be in the right leg area. And Michigan takes the lead by a score of 7. The wind will hit it. Carlson knocks it under the wind, bounces it down the field. It gets away from Stephen Williams, and Williams, juking around, will get back to the 15, and he's lucky to get back that far. So now that we have gone past the 1-minute mark in the ball game, we'll see Illinois with the football for the first time. And the University of Illinois, in its opening possession, have been very effective this year. In 8 opening drives to start the game, they have scored 5 times. So let's see what happens here against Michigan. Ball is right on the 15-yard line. Jeff George is the quarterback. Wagner Lester, the tailback, and Howard Griffith, the fullback. And the ball goes to the veteran, Howard Griffith, the 225-pound junior out of Chicago, and he picks up 3 yards. Wagner Lester is a true freshman at that tailback position. Sean Wax and Mike Bellamy, the wideouts. Up front, Illinois, not as big as Michigan, but certainly big enough. 290, 295, 270, 280, and 270 left to right. So they're big enough. Steve Fagan, number 44, steps into the game now. He is another true freshman. So these 2 freshmen alternate and do very well. As George comes with his first pass, and that's what he's been doing all year. That is a bottom line, just count it kind of a play in the Illinois offensive arsenal, and the Michigan linebackers were not there. And if Michigan is going to win this ball game today, despite the fact they're out 7-0, they're going to have to cover up that section of the field. Marshall and Abrams very quick outside. J.J. Grant coming back off injury, as you see, the Michigan defensive alignment. Secondary, the center fielder is Veda Murray. Oftentimes you'll see Trip Welburn, the bigger of the safeties, up along the line blitzing. Grant and Anderson are your inside backers. They've got to cover that short zone area, and the hole is plugged very quickly as Griffith carries the ball, with Illinois trying for a first down on 3rd and 1. And Tom Quinn, the referee, will stop things for a moment, because apparently it's close enough for them to put the chains on it, but from where we see the mark, it would appear to be a first down. It is a first down. It's over the mark. It's over the line. But bring the chains on. Let us not have any lawyering in the middle of the field early on in the game.
See the markings there on the ball. Each side, each school can use their own football when they're on offense, and that is a ball marked by Illinois. And Jeff George, he said before the ball game, here, let me have this one in the ball game. I like the feel of this one.
Lester is back in the backfield now, and will line up as the deep back out of this power I set. They break it up, though, and move the tight end Finke, who's into the game now, and then out to go to the split. So they move around a lot, which sets up George here to pass. And he hums it again, and he's got Williams. Stephen Williams, the 5th-year senior, makes the catch, and he has got a first down for the Illini.
Perhaps will play a little better, too. And so they've been, I had to call them off a couple times. I thought they were going to kill us.
On a rollout, George buys time, goes deep, pass down the middle, incomplete, and you're going to get an interference call. Trip Welburn, the strong safety defending Mike Bellamy, fell across the back of his legs, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It was almost a huge gain as Bellamy almost caught it.
Welburn will come from the left side of the screen. George threw the ball further back to the inside. See the left arm there? That's hindering the man from getting to the football, and a good call by the official. Almost a great catch.
And so George and Illinois trying to trap Michigan, trying to catch Michigan.
Well, that was something that they had planned during the week, something they had saw during the week on film study. He rolled, went back, tried to go deep on the safety in the middle of the field.
But where was Murray?
Murray was up on that one. Welburn was back, Murray was up.
So instead of being marked down where the penalty occurred in college football, it is a 15-yard penalty. It is an automatic first down. The ball now rests just inside the Michigan 47-yard line. And the Illini now have 3 first downs. Michigan scoring in the opening possession, a 73-yard run by Tony Bowles setting it up. Michigan leading 7-0. They give the ball to Wagner Lester, and the freshman tailback pops out. And had it not been for Veda Murray getting him by the coattail and slowing him down, he might have scored. But Murray slowed him enough to get help from his teammates, and the Illini blow the Wolverine defense off the line that time. Well, you and I sat up there for 10 minutes and talked about defense, and they run up down the field like wild antelopes.
Because they're all excited. Wait till they settle down. They'll get back to form. They'll get back to form. But one of the things that have improved tremendously the last 2 weeks for Illinois offensively is their running game. Those 2 young freshmen.
They go to a one-back now with Griffith, the lone remaining back. Finke, the tight end, drops off the line. First down at the Michigan 18-yard line. George, a little straight drop. Gets some heat, gets it off. Pass is good. Pass is caught by Bellamy. Bellamy is one of the best wideouts in the country that I have seen this year in coming back to the football.
George was looking to his left, but nothing was there, and Bellamy probably as surprised as anybody that this ball is coming his way. Key 26 plays it well. It's his hand on the back, but it's a fair play because the ball was right there. You know, George is not a scrambler. Certainly not anything like Michigan faced last week in Eric Hunter, the freshman Purdue quarterback, who really gave him fits. But he can move around well enough in the pocket, but he's not a great scrambler.
Craig Schneider, 68, big end. Tackle is out of there for the moment. The Illini run it off the right side. Griffith carries it. And Howard at 5'10", 225 can be a load when he gets in behind Lovelace and Lester.
Well, make no mistake about it, this is a big drive for Illinois. It's important that they get something on the board. After Michigan went right down the field and scored on a touchdown, Illinois comes right back, and it's very important they get at least 3 points out of this drive.
Ball is resting exactly on the 10-yard line. It is 3rd down and 2. And this play's got pass all over it. Little whip over to Steve Williams, and he's got the first down at the 7. George is soaked. Lester and Griffith now in the backfield behind George, and it is Lester. 5'4". Lester is a 6'2", 210-pound place on this team, and he's a... So the Illini respond. They go 85 yards, and now we'll try to tie it.
Just like we said, a defensive battle.
Yeah, that's right. We're tied.
It's blocked. 2 great blocks. And Griffith gets into the end zone.
At 9 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's even at 7. Tough game for both of them. The kick, good carry with the wind, a yard deep in the end zone. Here comes Desmond Howard. Penalty flag goes down. 2 or 3 of them as Howard gets back to about the 15. And the Wolverines may be in for a little grief right here from the officials. The penalty backs Michigan to its 8-yard line, and that's where they will start first down. So the Illini defense now trying to pin the Wolverines in this first quarter and get some field position out of it. Taylor to Bowles. And Tony Bowles up to the 12. Brought down by Brian Williams, number 90.
The end of the last 5 or 6 ball games.
It's second down and 6. Taylor's first pass, setting up a screen and overthrows it. And Mike. Taylor pops out. Reaches for his first down and gets it. Michael Taylor. That little bit of extra edge comes with any quarterback that can move around, and Taylor can move around.
Look downfield. It was a pass. He picked up the first down running.
Horde is in there now. Leroy Horde is the tailback behind Jared Bunch. Horde has the ball. And he got warmed up on that first carry because there were 3. Pass to the sideline, good. That's a very tough catch by Chris Callaway because Chris had to go very high and then look right back into the sun to get the ball. Because of the height of the stadium on the side, though, it's going to be shadows all over the place here pretty soon. The sun just will be gone in another half hour, probably. Catch was good for the first down out to the 31-yard line, and so the Wolverines now with some room behind them. Room at their back. Will hand it to Horde, and he's got a block on the corner. And Horde will punish you. Number 19, Mike Hopkins came up, tried to get his shoulder on Leroy Horde. Remember, Hopkins is playing for the injured Primus, and Horde just ran over.
He certainly did. One of the.
And they won today over Iowa. Shut him out. Bunch in the backfield. Taylor fakes it, comes it, and has it batted back in his face at the line of scrimmage. The ball at the 42. 7-7 tie. First quarter. Leroy Horde runs to the 46-yard line for a pickup of 4 yards. And now a penalty flag out of the middle of the melee.
Making the stop, 96, number 31, Patrick Down. Ball on the play.
Well, a couple of whacks taken in the melee and personal fouls. Whistle. Third down and a long 6. Taylor gets the heat. Mo Gardner gets him. Mo Gardner with his first sack of the day. The nose guard for Illinois, who leads the Big Ten in tackles for a loss. They were trying for the block.
That's a critical mistake, too, because
boy.
it's a.
And so a break for Michigan. 48-yard line. Bunch and Bowles set up behind Taylor now. Gain is to about the 45. Bunch at 240. Bowles at 185, and I think plays bigger than that. Then you go from the quickness of Tony Bowles to the power of a Horde behind a bunch. And these Michigan people can beat on you with that running game. And Horde is now in the backfield, number 33 at tailback. He has the ball, and he runs right into number 96, Mel Agee, and Big Mel wins that wrestling match in a hurry. 6'4", 285, junior out of Chicago. Third down, they send Horde in motion, and Taylor will pass it. Down the middle, pass is good to Derek Walker, tied in, and he's right on the marker for the first down. It'll be very close. Walker is the only tight end of any experience. Diebold is hurt. So behind Diebold, they had to go to McGee and Burkholder, and there were two freshmen that Bo wanted to save this year. But McGee has been used, and Walker's playing hurt. So it's a very thin position for Michigan. They tried Tom Doring, the big tackle over there, in one practice session, and Bo said, I couldn't stand it more than 20 minutes. He went back.
Doring weighs 290. He's 6'7" and 290. So.
Pretty close. So remember, tuck away in your mind that effort to block the punt. Because Illinois would have had pretty good field position up around their 28-yard line. Instead, the Wolverines kept the ball. They have a first down at the Illini 38. That's Leroy Horde. And he punches his way to the 33. Nope, second down and 5 for white-shirted Michigan. Staying in the wishbone. Taylor option, keeping, pitches back late to Horde, and they'll get a yard or so out of it. That one could have gotten away. Chris Green, the corner, was pressure. The wideout has not seen the ball so far today. Michigan goes to a double tight end wishbone formation. Taylor, trying to turn the corner, loses his footing. 12 for 12, he hits from 47 yards. That is a new Michigan record. 2:02 to play in the first quarter. And the Wolverines have gone back to the lead by a score of 10-7.
Jackson and Bob Greasy to know that wind would be a factor today. As a matter of fact, he walked around with a bag of confetti. He threw it up in the air. He decided that the wind was blowing in a gusty fashion from left to right. And I said, Coach, is that going to prevent J.D. Carlson from kicking into the wind? He said, heck no. We've got a lot of faith in him. That faith paid off on that last field goal. Keith?
Well, that was a wallop, 47 yards into that breeze.
That's for sure.
Kickoff gets very high. Is going to hang there and is taken at the 6-yard line by Mike Bellamy. And Bellamy with a good return to the 30. So Illinois will start with very good field position. And this week, at ABC's high. And it's Lester at tailback, shifting over. Fagan, 44. And Jeff George rolling around looking, gets it off. And they dumped it off to Griffith. And it's amazing how he and Griffith have worked out this little routine, because Howard drifts around, and seems to sense without even looking when his quarterback's having a problem. And Jeff always into the win by J.D. Carlson. It's 10-7 Michigan right now. This is Fagan, the freshman from Florida, and he's up to the 30.
Move him around a little bit, but I don't think you're going to get a lot of sacks because he's not going to allow you to do that. Now, if you hurry him some and he can throw a bad one or two, well, that would beat our game.
Well, goal, and now the Illini coming right back, and the ball is put down just inside the 28-yard.
All year, one of the fewest sack teams in the league.
Incidentally, Craig Snyder is back in the ball game, having been shaken up early. and he's the guy that threw that big block. George again with a quick shot to the side, and it's his tight end Finke, and he's down to the Michigan 15. Southern California leading 10-0 over Arizona. Arizona in the game last week lost Hammersmith, their free safety, and also lost their quarterback Ma'aulu. So they lost their passing game last week when Ma'aulu got hurt.
They've been up and down all year, haven't they?
Yep.
Mainly up when they've been home, though.
Yep. And the numbers on Jeff George. Another Illinois first down. 53 seconds to go, first quarter. This is Griffith. Inside the 10 to the 9. Well, that's a big first down game against the Michigan defense inside the 15. This is Fagan. Cut down at the line of scrimmage by Eric Anderson. First time we've called Anderson's name today. He's one of the inside backers, number 37.
He leads this team in tackles, and he led the team in tackles last year, so very valuable asset to this ball club.
Timeout is called by. Running touchdowns have been a scarce commodity against Michigan so far this season.
There was only one coming into the ball game. Illinois scored on a rushing touchdown earlier in the quarter.
The Illini now with the ball at the 9. Got to go to the 5. The ball is actually a bit inside the 9, so it's about 3.5 yards on third down. This will be the last play of the first quarter.
And the reason they called the timeout, they wanted to win behind and one more play.
Petratus is in. Griffith is in. Bellamy to the top of the picture. George looks at Bellamy. Bellamy's in the end zone. George getting pressure. Bounces the ball in front of Howard Griffith. And then he is taken down by Mike Evans. And Jeff George does not like 250-pound people jumping on him.
I don't think any quarterback would.
Look at his set of his jaw. He's not happy. Into the wind, Illinois will try a 25-yard field goal with Doug Higgins, a junior from Normal, Illinois. Verduzco will hold it. And Greg Eichhorn will snap it. And the backup quarterback, Verduzco, will put it down right on the 15-yard line. It is into the wind. If it's good, the game will again be tied. It is good. Beta Murray took his best leap at it and came up short. And so once again, we're all even.
Beta Murray right behind the center has blocked 3 kicks this year, doing just that. Great vertical leap for Beta Murray. Couldn't get that one.
10-10 ball game. Higgins pulled a hamstring kicking off earlier this year against Ohio State. That's why CF Echoes doesn't kick him, because Higgins they need as a place kicker. Barefoots it down the field, kind of sails around in the wind, takes a funny little bounce, and is picked up by Tony Bowl. See how quick he is? There was an Illinois man had him in his sights. He just dipped a hip at him and then took it on out of bounds. And probably is a good idea because there was nothing but blue shirts in front of him. Tonight, Jacqueline Smith stars of the premiere of Christine Cromwell on the ABC Saturday Mystery. She's solving crimes with the rich.
Michigan is first in the league in rush offense. Michigan getting the best of it so far.
Holds and bunch behind Michael Taylor. Bowles over the left side. Brownlow and Glasson, 48 and 41 are there, along with Streeter, 92.
On the stop, Glasson 41, Brownlow
Gain is 3 yards. Fighting Irish rolling along. Into the season, they play on the road twice, at Penn State and at Miami. And Michigan State bounced back against Minnesota. Michigan State's going to go to a bowl this year, probably a pretty good one. Well, the big man has no place to go, folks. I mean, Tom Jarrett got the ball and was looking around.
Back home in Evansville, we got the best barbecue pork sandwiches around.
It's good. 2nd down and 6. George stays with the ground game. That'll go for about a yard. Wagner Lester sticking his helmet in the crowd and hoping to extract it. It is now 3rd, and they need 4.
Michigan has not sacked George yet today. They have hurried him 3 times. They're going to a nickel package on 3rd down in passing situations, and they have 5 defensive backs in there on this down. There's a look at Lloyd Carr, defensive coordinator.
The word rattle is very obvious in his conversation this week. They have only one time been able to get to Jeff George. That one is good down the middle of Williams. And Williams goes for the big play and a 1st down at the Michigan 38-yard line. And number 22, Lance Dotton, was the man that got burned on the play.
Well, when you play tight man-to-man coverage, you have some speed. Look at the receivers now. Man-to-man, man-to-man. All this is man-to-man. These 2 guys are helping deep. Here's Williams right here. He's just going to shake his man and come across. And when you have tight man-to-man, if you can shake him at the line of scrimmage and a good quarterback can get you the ball, there's nobody else around to tackle you. I'll tell you, George has got the quickest release I've seen in college football this year.
3 catches, 35 yards for Stephen Williams. And Illinois crouching again. George has a bundle of time, and the pass is dropped by Bellamy. Michael had it in his numbers and just didn't look at home. He didn't put it away.
You won't see him do that very often this year. Came into the game leading the Illini in receptions with 38. But the play call, I like the play call. You just pick up a big 1st down, play action. George had plenty of time throwing on 1st down.
I'll tell you something, Illinois is starting to make it look easy. It's still a 10-10 tie, but Bellamy was lost. There wasn't anybody around him. No pressure on George. They go to Griffith, and they run it on 2nd down and 10 and pick up about 4 yards.
You got to give John Mackovic a lot of credit for this offense too, Keith. Not only did he bring this style of offense with him, but he also calls the plays.
95.
Ex-quarterback, played quarterback at Wake Forest. He's been a quarterback coach everywhere he's been. Been with the Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs. Back at Wake Forest, was at Purdue for a year.
But the other thing he's done, he's given them 5 defensive coaches too.
Yeah. Well, he said 10 years ago, I didn't worry about defenses. Now I want defense first.
It's 3rd and 6. George out of the shotgun, got some heat that time. You see that he will get rid of it. Brent White, big senior, number 88, broke through the blocking and put him down, and he threw it away. You just don't get your sack off of it. You just don't.
Well, he did it with a 3-man rush. That's the 4th hurry of George on the afternoon. But it's smart. You don't want to throw it up for grabs, but don't take the sack.
So Brian Makehausen comes in to punt for the first time today. He'll try to pooch it up into the air and kill it somewhere down inside the 10 if he can. He's pretty good at it. He's done it quite a bit this year. Gets it high. Gets the right kind of a bounce on it. Oh my gosh, and they knocked it into the end zone. Illinois kids pursuing the ball, knocked it into the end zone. They had exactly what they wanted. All they had to do was catch it, put it down, and one of them run it down the field. Hamner knocked it right into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20.
Hey, who's that with Joey? That's his sister, Laura. She got...
Thank you.
Sure, bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
Happy birthday is right.
Now if they can just win the ball game. This is Tony Bowles cutting it over the right side up to about the 26 before he is taken down. And we're in the first half, second quarter, 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. A 10-10 tie.
Oh, boy.
That 73-yard run by Tony Bowles has distorted the statistics, the rushing stats of this game, because the Illini averaging 115 yards allowed per game. Michigan now on 17 carries today has 115. Ford is your tailback. They give it to Leroy, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by number 90, Brian Williams. Williams is another one out of Carson, California. He's the second of the two fellows from Carson.
Here he is here. Here's Gardner. They're paying all this attention. He slants into the side, and the slow developing play in the backfield allows the quickness of Brian Williams. They're outstanding.
So the mark is back inside the 25. It's a loss of a little over a yard or so, a yard and a half. Third down and about 5. Little quick pop to McMurtry. And Greg McMurtry, a 205-pound senior from Brockton, Mass., has picked up a first down for the Michigan Wolverines. Elizabeth, are you listening? Here's your son.
The biggest thing tomorrow, though, it's my mother's birthday. Her 76th birthday tomorrow, so I especially want to wish her a happy birthday.
That'll take care of that subject.
Certainly will. You know, Illinois played Southern Cal earlier this year out in L.A., and Mackovic took the team by the Rose Bowl. Just wanted to show them what they were shooting for later in the year.
First down for the Wolverines at their own 37. Taylor fakes to Bowles, goes with it down the middle for Callaway, knocked down by Mike Hopkins, playing for Primus at free safety. Good play by Hopkins.
That was a big-time play. Nice call by Michigan and a nice defensive play by Hopkins.
Because Callaway's open.
Yes, he was.
So, young Mike.
That's one thing that Mackovic has not had a lot of this year, and that is injuries. In fact, the 2 years he's been here, not many injuries. They don't have a lot of depth on the ball club, but Hopkins certainly came through on that play.
Second down and 10. Horde is the tailback. Howard's in motion. Horde with the ball, bouncing around, looking for some help. Does all of that on his own. I believe that there are 4 blue shirts out there, and nobody really got a clean shot at him, and he wound up picking up about 5 yards.
I'll tell you, that Williams is all over the place. Came into the game with 5 quarterback sacks. At Skrepenek, the big offensive tackle, using his speed and quickness to get around him. I'll tell you, that's... When we talk about Gardner, we have not mentioned Agee much today. He
slapped down a ball.
Yeah, he's around there too, but Gardner's the one that's given Bo Schembechler and the Michigan Wolverines all the fits.
Third down and 6. Taylor's pass is in a crowd, and it is caught by McMurtry. Can you believe it? He goes down. The ball pops out. He is down. There is no fumble. No fumble. He was down at the 40-yard line. Mike Hopkins was around that one, too. Hopkins playing for Primus, who was injured, and Primus is gone for the day. He may be gone for longer than that.
Everybody thinks Taylor is an option quarterback, and he is, but he is a very good pocket passer also. Look at the way he sticks the ball in between 3 Illini. The ball, he is down before the ball comes out. Take a look at...
Oh, he was down.
Yeah, no question.
4 out of 8 for Taylor, 51 yards. And it's another first down for Michigan at the Illinois 40. Taylor option, cuts back into the middle and run down from behind by Brian Williams. And Williams is just wild today. He is all over the place.
Becoming the Brian Williams show.
Halftime there, you'll have Peter Jennings reporting from Berlin. It's been quite a 72 hours in Berlin. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, it is and it isn't. You know, sooner or later, you knew sooner or later that thing was going to break.
I just hope they don't mess it up over there now.
Human spirit stronger than any wall. Bowles and Horde. Setbacks on 2nd down and 8. Taylor, that little shovel pass to Leroy Horde, and he runs it to the 34-yard line. So they go to the old Utah, and they get a little out of it. Not a lot.
Skrepenek, 75. He must weigh about 340. Pulled behind the line of scrimmage that time and was trying to get across before the ball carrier got there.
You know what? I bet you that Greg comes back lighter next year.
Well, Schembechler has said that he weighs too much. He's told him that. He just... We say he's 340. He may be more than that. Just a sophomore. He's going to be a good player.
3rd down, long 4. Crowd getting into it. Pressure coming. Taylor gets it away. It is Bowles running in the middle. He's got the first down. Butts heads and goes to the 12. Great run by Tony Bowles. That was a great run.
And it's a screen pass. Bowles is to the left, top left, with a set and block. Now watch Everett, 51 is out there, but not many guys gets blocked. 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, 3. Coming into the ball game, Bowles had an 85-yard kickoff return against Purdue, a 91-yard touchdown against Indiana, and a 45-yard touchdown pass against Iowa. Already in this game, he ran 73 yards to the 1-yard line. Look what he's done today.
26 yards there, and he earned every millimeter. And he's still in there as the Michigan Wolverines go to the wishbone set from the 12-yard line. Reverse it to Desmond Howard to the 3.
Ball carrier number 21, Desmond Howard.
Here's the reverse. Now Michigan has a tendency inside the 20-yard line to go to wishbone. Illinois knows this, so this time they fake the wishbone and come back on the reverse to Howard. Howard has run 4 reverses already this year. If you look at their stats, he's the only man that has run over 1 reverse all season.
I think it was Henry Jones that got a piece of him when he went by and tripped him. It is 2nd down from the 3. 2nd down and 2 for the first down. Taylor, touchdown. Football game in Champaign, Illinois, as Michigan has broken the tie to lead 16-10.
Inside the 10-yard line, inside the 20, a lot of option. This time Taylor sees an opening and keeps it. If you ever wondered why Schembechler went back to Taylor after he was injured, Gerbach came in, won 4 games. Right here it tells you why. He's a senior, 5th-year senior on the road, big game. Very intelligent young man. Bo wants him in the lineup.
Carlson for the point. Good. And the clock stops at 4:34 to go in the first half. 17-10.
Let's keep everybody. Players are just juniors. There wasn't a lot of depth.
With the win, Carlson knocks it beyond the field of play. And so the Illini will start at the 20. Next Saturday, you've got the Ronald McDonald Children's Charity Invitational Golf Tournament hosted. Now, each time Michigan has gone to the lead, and they lead 17-10 as Michael Taylor having a big day. Illinois has responded. So let's see what happens here. Plenty of time, 4:34 to go in the first half. George is 7 of 11 now for 98 yards. Fagan's in motion. George back. No pressure. Pumps it once. Still all day. Now drops it off at the 20. And that'll be nothing. Stephen Williams was coming back to his quarterback and relieved him of the ball. But it's remarkable how good the protection has been. Michigan just really hasn't been able to bother George a whole lot. Twice they've been able to get it.
They have not gotten sacked him. They've rushed him 4 or 5 times, but George has gotten rid of the ball.
They credit him with 4 hurries. That's rather sophisticated statistics. I don't know if it's a hurry or not. That's Williams in motion on 2nd down and 10, and they run it up the middle, and Steve Fagan penalty flag as he's taken down at the 32. So let's see about the penalty here. Face mask call, and it goes against Michigan. Lloyd Carr, defensive coordinator for the Michigan Wolverines, in conversation with him, I asked him about getting pressure on George up the middle.
Number 24, Bobby Abrams.
You know, it's very difficult unless you want to play man-to-man coverage and blitz. And when you do that, you got a guy like Bellamy out there with 4.3 speed. And, it's difficult to match up sometimes with him.
Their style, Keith, is not to play man-to-man coverage, and they don't like to blitz 5 and 6 people. They'll send 1 or 2, but they don't like to go all-out blitz.
That's an inadvertent face mask call. 5 yards. George back. Here comes some pressure. He dumps it off. He got his screen set up for the tailback, Lester. And Lester's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards. Here's Mike.
Petratus, Keith, Luke Petratus, twisted knee, not quite as severe, they don't think, as Marlon Primus. He too has been taken, as you mentioned, to be examined at halftime. Not sure whether or not he'll be able to return to this ball game.
Thank you. 41-yard line. They don't give him much on that little drop off, so put it at the 41 and call it 2nd down and 6. Sankey, the tight end, number 87. You might keep an eye on him. George back. They pop it quickly down the middle to Hartley, the other tight end. They had gone to a double tight end alignment. Hartley making the catch a yard short of midfield, and it's 1st down, Illinois.
Makovic going to 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers and only 1 back, using a lot of formations, a lot of shifts. Something that he brought with him, used this in Kansas City, a little bit of it at Dallas. Very sophisticated passing attack. You've got to give credit to Jeff George for being able to pick it up and then also execute it on the field.
1st down for the Illini. Again, a little quick. They chase him back, get some heat on him. He dumps it off. Pass no good. And again, it is Griffith, who is always in an area where George can get the ball to him, or get it at least in his direction.
Well, we just talked to Lloyd Carr about pressuring George. Doing it this time with the corner. The corner moved up, the safety moves out. Now watch as Illinois is ready for it, picks up the blitz. George sees it coming, wants to throw out there, but the linebacker drops. Great scouting by both teams. George knows that they like to send the corner, and Michigan knows that when the corner does come and George sees it, who he likes to go to, so they've got people there.
At 2:13 to go in the first half, Michigan leading 17-10. It is 2nd down and 10, Illinois. Here's Fagan coming to the outside. He's very quick. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And number 59, Alex Marshall, made the defensive play for the Wolverines. Right here, let's pause 5 seconds for our ABC stations to tell you who they are.
Channel 12.
3 timeouts. The Illini with the ball right now. 2 timeouts. And a deep drop for George. Down the middle it goes. It's a good catch in traffic by Sean Wax. The first time Wax has seen the ball today. They've been saving him, I guess, and George hit him on the numbers. First down at the 28. Wax has been that kind of a receiver this year for them.
It's gone.
He's looking for Bellamy. No, just a little high, and Bellamy had gotten loose. My goodness, he had beaten David Key. He got Key turned around, and he was home free, but George missed. Fortuitous moment for Michigan. And it's second down from the Wolverine 28. Got him this time. They finally sack him. Alex Marshall and Bobby Abrams, the two outside linebackers, playing in a defensive end posture.
Well, it was man-to-man in the secondary. Lloyd Carr, usually zone, changes up. George thinks that the zone is going to be there. Abrams comes inside the defensive end. George has got some indecision. And the first sack of the day for the leading sacking defense in the Big Ten.
Big loss, too. It's all the way back to the 38-yard line. 10-yard loss. George bouncing around at midfield. Sets it up for Howard Griffith. Griffith out there with Welburn. Welburn is taken down on a block, and a penalty flag is thrown. He may have been hit out of bounds. Or there might have been a clip. Might have been a clip.
Welburn gets
number
blocked.
one right there may have clipped.
But it was close.
They pick off Welburn, and it looked like there was contact out of bounds.
Hey, watch this right here. Receiver's peeling back.
Yeah, it's flipping.
Yeah, you got your head back. Yeah.
He had his head in front, probably got away with it.
That's right. You know, a lot of times officials are criticized for making the wrong call or the poor call, but more often than not, as we just showed you, they're probably right on top of it.
Well, this penalty, clipping, is a big penalty. So that'll really go back to Illinois up. That with that 10-yard loss.
Right, the last two plays.
Yep.
Illinois came into this game the most penalized team in the Big Ten. And a lot of those penalties were against the offense.
Big Ten's going to have to buy themselves some new microphones, right? Hey, Jim. 26 seconds remaining in the first half of play. This is going to be a field goal try by Illinois as they force him into a fourth down by declining the penalty. This is career long, 52 yards. 52 for Doug Higgins. That won't do it. And so Michigan makes the right decision since he is looking into the wind. They say, all right, if you can kick it 52 yards, young man, go ahead. We'll give you the chance. He couldn't do it. 21 seconds to go, first half.
What that does to a field goal kicker who is used to seeing the ball smoothly put on the spot is make him double clutch. That is the reason he got off such a poor kick.
And the Wolverines take over at their own 35 after the missed try. And Taylor loads it up and lets it fly for McMurtry. The ball is thrown out of bounds. And you've got 15 seconds remaining. Michael didn't get a whole lot on that. Sort of floated around like a wounded goose and then went out of bounds.
Well, he threw it out of bounds. There was no chance to catch it, but
big plays in this first half. Michigan getting a 73-yard Bowles run. Illinois responded with a keyed by a 28-yard Lester run. Illinois got a 40-yard Bellamy catch and run. Michigan got a 26-yard Bowles run. Catch and run is one of the tougher plays of the ball game. And the Illini with that big 21-yarder to Wax. And Michael Taylor takes the snap this time, puts a knee down. Our Rose Bowl moment this week will take us back to 1964 when the Fighting Illini went west to win in the Some of the highlights coming off the first half of play with Michigan leading 17-10. The biggest highlight early on for Michigan certainly was Tony Bowles' 73-yard run. He just blew through a hole and was gone.
This looked like that run that we showed in the opening, the big uglies against the small little fast guys, and this time the big men win as he breaks loose. That sets up the first touchdown for the University of Michigan. We were wondering whether the size or speed would win out. That time the size won.
Illinois came right back, though, to tie the score at 7-7 on this dive by Howard Griffith.
Good blocking up front. Anderson, the linebacker, goes down, and Griffith just gets in.
They swapped field goals to make it a 10-10 tie. And then one of the tough runs of the entire ball game was a screenplay to Tony Bowles. Now watch this run.
Flip to the right. Everett, number 51, tries to get a block, but he cuts back and gets the grain a little bit. Donnelly, 31, misses. This is just excellent. Bowles is a sprinter, long strider. Just makes a lot of people miss.
Yet he's tough enough to put his head down and butt heads there with Green, the cornerback, trying to take it all away. Taylor did stick it in the end zone then from 2 yards out. And that's where we are in the ball game, 17-10. Bob, do you have the feeling that the Michigan defensive people may have been kind of getting a hold of things in the closing moments of the half?
You know, the first 2 possessions Illinois scored on. They had a field goal and a touchdown, got their 10 points. And since then, although they've moved the ball, they've not scored, put any points on the board. I think Illinois, the second half, is going to have to come out and readjust, and Makovic is good at doing that, coming out and saying, all right, well, they're doing this, let's go to this other thing. It'll be interesting to see on their first drive the second half how they do.
It is a big ball game in the hunt for the ticket west for the Rose Bowl game and the Big Ten championship. And they're ready to play in the second half. Illinois will have the football in the first possession of the second half. USC has gone to a 17-0 lead over Arizona, trying to lock the Rose Bowl. USC can lock the Rose Bowl today. Here's a high kick. The wind's going to take it beyond the field of play, and Illinois will come out to the 20, where they will have the ball first and 10. I would not expect to see any kind of change, particularly in the Michigan defensive alignment. There really is no reason to do any changing at this point.
We've talked about the Illinois defense being number 1 in most of the categories. Well, number 2 right behind him in a lot of those categories is the Michigan defense.
So the Illini will come out now. Schneider is in there. He was dinged up early on. Kurt Lovelace is the center. Simpson and Pepper the guards. Lester the other tackle. George the quarterback. They open with Griffith and Lester in the backfield behind him. Bellamy, one of the wideouts, and George takes a deep drop on the first play and has all day, and now runs out of time, and they're going to get him at the 22-yard line. So they had a shot at him, but Michigan, everybody on the Michigan team had dropped. Suddenly there was nobody back there. It was just Jeff and 3 blockers.
Well, there was good coverage in the secondary, obviously. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. Total plays, about the same. Total yardage, about the same. Time of possession, about the same. The difference is Michigan makes theirs on the ground. Illinois makes theirs in the air.
Second down and 8. Each time, looks like they've had George sacked. They've only got him one time. Several times they've had a shot at him, but he gets rid of the ball so quickly. Jeff is back to throw again. Again, nobody to throw to. Now he tries to touch one in and does a beautiful play to Bellamy. So he touched the ball to Bellamy, who was right between 2 Michigan defenders.
It was a nice play by George. He wanted to throw to his right and came back to his left to Bellamy. Take a look. The first half offensive leaders. George is 12 of 18 and 134 yards. Williams leads the receivers with 4.
And it's first down. Illinois at their 35. Lester, the tailback, has the ball. Strong, he's 210 pounds, and he keeps on pounding and gets to the 41. Just starting the third quarter of play. Ohio State was a winner today over Iowa. The Buckeyes, the other contenders for the conference title.
Abrams, the outside linebacker, is going to play off the block of Pepper, number 73. It's interesting to note Illinois came out the second half, threw 2 passes right off the bat, and then they go back to their running game. I think that's what they're going to do, pass on first down to stay away from Michigan's nickel and dime defenses.
Second down and 4. That's Fagan, the other freshman tailback, and he'll get a yard. Maybe. It was Trip Wellborn, the strong safety who had come up to the line of scrimmage and made the hit on it.
Wellborn was blitzing inside the outside linebacker, so a little difference from the Michigan defense here in the second half also.
It's the first time really I have seen Wellborn step up and show blitz.
He's a defensive back, a strong safety. He has 3 quarterback sacks on the year, so that alone tells you that he's blitzing quite a bit of the time.
George goes to the shotgun now on third down. He's got Bellamy. And Bellamy has a first down at near the Michigan 42-yard line. You talk about quick. Woo.
Well, he's just going to go down and stop. As you see the man blitzing, Key, 26, takes off the blitz. When Bellamy sees that and Murray comes over to cover him, it's a side adjustment by the receiver and the quarterback, and you got a great shot of it right there in the execution of Bellamy.
First down at the Michigan 42. No pressure. Georgia's pass is high. And that may have been a bit of a misread by either he or Steve Williams, one or the other. And it'll be second down.
This is the 21st straight game that George has thrown to at least 6 different receivers.
Well, the longer I watch him, the more impressed I am about how quickly he gets rid of the ball. When he sees his target, no question, boom, it's gone.
He's thrown to 7 different ones today.
Trying to set up a screen and can't do it. Intended for Wagner Lester. Eric Anderson was on him. And there were 2 big Wolverines going after George. Mike Evans, 92, and Alex Marshall.
That time, Lloyd Carr, defensive coordinator, put Michigan in man-to-man defense. Screens are not usually good against man-to-man defenses, and they had the right call at the right time.
It is third down and 10. The opening possession of the second half.
Eric Anderson had to carry the defense out, and he did.
Something thrown out on the field to the boundary side or the near side. Sean Wack, who's caught up 1 ball today, is at the top. Williams comes underneath. George, with somebody hanging onto his foot, throws it, intended for Bellamy, and it short hops in front of him. It was Alex Marshall who was hanging onto his leg. And let's check in with Mike Adamle.
Well, that object, Keith, that you talked about thrown out into the field was actually an errant toss by Michael Taylor, the Michigan quarterback who was warming up. It just got away from the receiver, rolled onto the field, and the official was observant enough to spot it and halt play. So no big problem here.
Got loose in the bullpen, huh?
Hope that's the worst throw he throws all day, right?
Yeah. Punting time for Brian Makehausen now as Michigan stops Illinois, and Brian gets it away into the wind. Trip Wellborn comes up on a fair catch call and tumbles down at the 19-yard line. Only a 22-yard punt, and Michigan gets the ball back at 12:01 to go in the third quarter. Boy, do I remember him, because I was involved with the Washington Huskies back in those days. 12:01 to go in the third quarter. Michigan's first chance with the football to start the second half. And right about the line of scrimmage, Tony Bowles is taken down by Mo Gardner.
Gardner came into the game as the career tackles for loss leader at the University of Illinois. And that is he has done that in a little over 2.5 years of playing time. He's all Big Ten last year as a sophomore. He went to the same high school as Derek Brownlow, the inside linebacker.
Incidentally, they are on the run here at Illinois. Michael Taylor gives it to Bunch. Bunch out to about the 22, and let's go to Roger Twibell.
Thank you very much, Keith. And Anthony Thompson is back on the Heisman trail today. 4 touchdowns. This is one of them. But more important, he rushed for 377 yards. That's a new single-game record. Let's go back to Keith Jackson.
Yeah, but to win the Heisman, you needed to be it on television. So
yeah.
The boys in the East can see it. It is 3rd down and 8. Michael Taylor's pass for McMurtry is no good. And so the Illini defense shuts the door on Michigan. Pins them in and will force the punt. They should come out of this with pretty good field position. Stapleton, however, will have the wind at his back. Now, if he can just get some spin on the ball and hit it, he should get a pretty good kick out of it. Last time he hit a knuckleball. Hit a knuckleball and still got 45 yards. Put some spin on it with that much breeze and you should get 50 plus out of it. Here it goes. Woo, all the way back to the 12 goes Stephen Williams. And down inside the 20 by Trip Wellborn. Like I said, if you spin it, you ought to get more. He got 65 yards and a 5-yard return. We just saw a moment ago, officially at 63 yards. Can't count. That's his career long. And it is Illinois ball, first down at their own 18-yard line.
Every drive that Illinois has had today has gone into Michigan's territory. They just haven't been able to put points on the board after the first 2 drives of the ball game.
George on first down, rolls it, little play action, throws it underneath. The pass good to Dan Donovan, a tight end, and Donovan is close to a first down.
Number 26.
That is the 8th receiver to catch a ball today. Gain 9, second down, 1. Fagan has the first down and blows it up to the 37, close to the 38. So he is the quick one of the 2 freshmen. Lester's the bigger and stronger.
Take a look from behind the offense. The offensive line just straight blocks. Everybody blocks the man in front of them. The tailback gets the ball deep and has the opportunity to read and slide into whichever hole, whichever gap is the biggest.
Ball at the 37. First down, Illini. Hartley, one of the tight ends now, is flexed back into a slot position. George back. Lets it go underneath and complete. J.J. Grant was the only man close to the ball. The middle linebacker for Michigan.
As you look at George from behind the line of scrimmage, a lot of times you watch it from above, you don't get to see what the quarterback sees. He's 6'4". There's a lot of bodies up there. You can't always see the linebackers and defensive backs. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a gap or an opening. That time George just sidearmed the ball and threw it away. which was a good play. There's a time to throw it away and say, I'll come back for the next play.
2nd and 10, run a little delay with Fagan. And I see Grant, I see Anderson, and Mike Teeter, 91, on the bottom of the pile.
It's interesting to note that the Michigan nose tackles and Teeter, number 91, and Osmond, 94, kind of rotated that position. They just kind of do the dirty work. Between the two of them, neither one has a sack on the year. All the sacks come from the outside linebackers and some of the defensive backs.
3rd down and 8 now for Illinois. Michigan leading 17-10, 3rd quarter. 2nd possession of the 2nd half for the Illini. George throws short of the 1st down. That's going to be a half a yard short of the 1st down. The catch by Lester, hit by Key, number 26. Well, they don't give him, it's not a half a yard, it's a yard and a half. So a yard and a half, that's too much. They will punt it away. That's the first time that Illinois has had the ball and failed to move it over on the Michigan side of the field in this football game. Time remaining 8 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Minkhausen has punts of 35 and 22. This kick's going to go into the wind. Illinois is going to have the wind at their back in the final quarter. Ryan, a former quarterback, gets a decent roll on it, and it'll be dead around the 22-yard line. And there the Wolverines will go to work. That was a 33-yard punt. I presume that is a Wolverine.
Michigan-Illinois game. Betty Schembechler, Bo Schembechler, is standing by in Barberton. We're on the line with her right now. Betty, good afternoon. Are you enjoying the game?
Yeah, sure am.
You know, Bo talks about you all the time. I know you guys are very, very close. Do you ever give him any special advice when he goes into a big game like this one or, say, the Rose Bowl?
Well, not really.
How often do you guys get a chance to talk to one another?
Oh, Bo calls me practically every day.
And you're proud of him, I trust?
Oh, yes, sure am.
What kind of things do you worry about him still? I know he's a grown man, and but does it matter?
Yes, I worry about him. He had a bad cold all last week, and I really worried about him.
Well, we got a special message for you, Betty. Thanks for joining us. Here's the Michigan cheerleaders.
Oh.
Hi, Betty. Hope you're having a good time watching us win. Let's go, Blue! Yeah, Betty!
And the Blue has the ball right now as Taylor sets up to go deep for McMurtry. No. That's a good defensive play by Henry Jones. McMurtry did get his hands on it, but Jones went over the top and knocked it out.
Bottom of the screen, McMurtry between the two defenders. The ball is just a shade underthrown. And Jones makes a nice play. McMurtry had a hold of that ball for a while. Jones comes over and knocks it out. Jones, coming into the ball game, had 12 career starts for the Illini, and in those 12 starts, he's picked off 6 interceptions.
2nd down and 10 from the 22. Tony Bowles rolled down just short of the 25 by Mo Gardner.
Take a look at Gardner, been double teamed most of the day. Now that's Elliott, 69, a single block, spins out of the block and gets over and makes the tackle. Gardner leads the Big Ten in tackles for losses and is number 2 in sacks with 6 coming into the ballgame.
Call it 3rd down and a long 7. Intercepted. Henry Jones. Penalty flag. Out of bounds around the 23. Talking to Illinois. So the penalty looks, it might be on Michigan. That pass seemed to sail.
He just overthrew it. It was a poor throw. Well, we were just talking about Henry Jones having 12 starts and picking off 6 passes. This is his 13th game and his 7th interception. It's only his 2nd interception of the year. He only threw 2 all of last year.
So from the 31, call it now, after the penalty, first down. And George back trying to cash it in. Goes underneath. There's nobody deep. Pass good to Lester. And Wagner Lester will go down around the 25-yard line. And Dave Burnson tells me that's the first Michigan turnover against Illinois since 1985. It may cost them, too. Second down and 4 coming up. George buys some time, now goes to the end zone for Sean Wax. And just missed him. Just missed him. Wax having a little trouble getting up. Got an official to help him a tad to get that lanky frame in the air again.
Here's Wax here. He's going to come down and go all the way across the field. But here's Key again, a cornerback on an inside blitz. Michigan still trying to put some pressure on Jeff George. Slides away from it, moves around in the pocket. That would have been a tough completion.
Wax is 6'4", he only weighs 180, so he's a lanky fellow. There's a good throw. There's a good catch by Camino Bell. And Bell is hit at the 15 by Veda Murray and tumbles to the 13. First down, Illinois.
That was just an outstanding catch, Keith. Bell came out of the backfield. J.J. Grant had good coverage. The ball was thrown a long way. The ball was in the air a long time, and it was right on the target. It had to be.
A punt to the corner. Bellamy. No, too high. And Mike Bellamy took a lick. Murray came over and popped him one. Southern California 17-0 over Arizona. To point out that Arizona lost its quarterback last week for the season and their free safety. So the Trojans with a win at Tucson today locks the Rose Bowl for the Pac-10, the host spot. Second down, 10 from the 13. Griffith and Lester are the setbacks. George gives it to Lester. And Lester, big strong youngster, is over the 10 down to the 8. Bobby Abrams almost had a piece of him, but he just shrugged him off.
It was a trap play inside as Mackovic trying to get some running game going inside with the traps. Michigan stuffing it, forcing to the outside, and now it's a big third down play. 3rd and 4. What I mentioned a little earlier. Illinois doesn't have a lot of time, a lot of long, 3rd and long situations. That's why they convert a lot of these 3rd down situations.
73,069 watching now here at Memorial Stadium. And George back. Little quick pop. That's a short hop. That's a short hop. I thought it was a short hop. They put the ball down inside the 5 for Bell. Let's take a look.
Comes from the left side of your screen, right in front of 95, J.J. Grant. The next man coming from the left. Outstanding catch.
What a catch.
Outstanding catch.
Holy smokes, a one-hander. Great catch by Bell, a junior from Chicago. And it's on the 4, and it is 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it. They're going to tie. Going for the tie. and 1 for the first down. George back. Gets it out. Incomplete. And Michigan has held. With that much movement along the front, you thought for a second there might be a flag. It looked like they might have had Michigan in the neutral zone, but they didn't.
It's just good coverage.
Good.
They're not fooled. It's 4th and 1. Top left of your screen. Donovan is covered by Murray. He thought he was going to continue to go to the outside, and that's just good coverage. Well coached, well covered.
At 4.5. Michigan goes to a wishbone set with Horde and Bowles both back there. Give it instead to Bunch. Punches out to about the 8-yard line. Pick up 4 yards. Only time will tell us how stout that defensive stand was by Michigan, or how important. We are now in the 3rd quarter, and now we get a penalty flag. It's against Michigan. Miami has defeated Pittsburgh 24-3. That's the final score. And USC now in the 4th quarter, leading by 2. And Schembechler is madder than a hornet now, talking to Tom Quinn. Looks to me like it might have been an illegal substitution. That is what one might call a vivid conversation.
Bo is a very intense coach, needless to say. He also is very competitive, is very caring, and is very sensitive, as you could heard a little earlier when Mike Adamle talked to his mother, saying that Bo calls his mother, but he is very intense and very competitive.
Illegal substitution's a call.
And Schembechler knows it, because if one of those quick defensive linemen for Illinois gets through and knocks the ball loose, it could be a tie ball game.
Real quick. 2nd down, 9. Taylor keeps it. Michael Taylor gets it up across the 10, but they got him short of the first down. And I want to tell you something. There were some fellas in the navy blue shirts that put some hits on the Michigan quarterback on that play.
Woo. Taylor has had a problem throughout his career with injuries. Heard earlier this year, had a 38 there is Derek Brownlee. He may be short, but he's right in the middle of it.
It's the fullback, Gerald Bunch, for the first down, close to the 18-yard line, maybe in the 19. So the power of the big man and some good blocking up front.
Big first down for Michigan. Get some distance from your goal line and get it out of there. And we talked about Brownlow. Here's Brownlow. Watch as the 2 lead backs are going to come right through this hole, and Brownlow is just going to stuff the hole. He was the leading tackler in the Big Ten last year. He leads the team in tackles this year. He's 5'10". They list him on the program, but he's really about 5'9 and a half. And he'll plug a hole for you.
Ford is the tailback. Has the ball. Brownlow got a hit on Horde before he got to the line of scrimmage and slowed him a little bit.
His nickname is Lowdown. Avoids the block by Skrepenek and brings Horde to the ground.
He looks a lot like Sam Mills to me.
As a freshman 2 years ago.
Now they go on 3rd down and 5 with 3 wideouts. Taylor wants to throw it. He gets away from the crowd, breaks loose, and gets his first down. Ball rolling around. No fumble. What? I'm telling you, this thing is...
I tell you what, Taylor thinks he's a running back because take a look at the protection first. At Skrepenek 75, that's a nice takedown, but Taylor, a quarterback, goes like a halfback. He doesn't avoid any contact at all. There's Brownlow. The ball shake loose before he hit the ground. Couldn't see from that angle.
It is first down just over the 30 for Michigan. Tony Bowles missed by Williams. Penalty flag down. Bowles a tough run for 9 yards. You may have a holding call coming up against the Wolverines. Yep. So Michigan hurts themselves. Now they had wiggled off the hook. Bowles had just come up with a tough 9-yard pickup, and they're caught for holding. That'll cost them 10. 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Both teams undefeated in Big Ten play. This does not lock anything, but with only 2 games remaining, it's a very big step for the winner.
Michigan has the tougher part of the schedule remaining, too. They have to go to Minnesota and then play Ohio State at home. Illinois has Indiana and Northwestern.
Indiana scored a bunch of points today. Anthony Thompson had a huge day running the ball. And they let the clock expire and not take a snap here. And what? On first down, Michael Taylor back to throw it. Has time, gets it all. Pass is complete to Chris Callaway. And Callaway will be short of the first down. Remember, they had a 10-yard holding penalty, which made it 1st and 20 back at the 21. And the catch is made up just past the 36.
You know, there's all this talk about Michigan and their running game, and Michael Taylor, you think of an option team. They have 2 of the finest wide receivers in the country, and Greg McMurtry and Chris Callaway, and 2 pretty fine ones right behind him.
Second down, go to Bowles. Penalty flag. He tries to shake 1 man. I think we got a takedown, probably thrown on Matt Elliott. There's your holding. So the second time in this possession, Michigan is hit with a holding call.
Take a look at Gardner now. Elliott, number 69, his left arm and his right arm. That's a takedown. That's what it is. The battle of the trenches. Elliott's been the big surprise this year for the offensive line of Michigan. Just a sophomore in there. He replaces one of the offensive linemen that graduated last year. Both he and Everett, the center. 2 new players in the center of that offensive line.
He's from Carmel. Mark Herman's hometown over in Indiana.
Oh, yeah. Well, both Gardner and Brownlow are from Indianapolis. They both played high school football on the same team against Jeff George.
See Frank Beamer's team losing to Virginia, and a good one today. I hope Frank's feeling all right. He had a little heart surgery about 3 weeks ago. Second down now, and it's about 15. Leroy Horde checks in at tailback. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Taylor's pass is down the middle. Good. Caught by McMurtry for a first down at the 46-yard line. Like you said, they've got some good wideouts.
They've got good receivers to the right. Brownlow, 48, is blitzing. Steps up in the pocket. Look at this throw. Leads it out in front of him. Good execution.
And the Wolverines are off the hook for the moment here in the 4th quarter of play, leading by a score of 17-10. Trying to stay undefeated in conference play. They lost their opening game by 5 to Notre Dame. Taylor, a little bit of a delay, hands it away to Horde, and Leroy Horde. His gang tackle, no, 2 yards on the play, and big Mo Gardner was the man in his face.
Mo Gardner, 95, icing the stop.
Steve Spurrier's Duke Blue Devils have played very well, and so has that Air Force team this year. Second down and 8. Taylor with a little option. He is finally run down from behind. It was 92, Sean Streeter, the big sophomore from Chicago, that hunted him down.
After 3 quarters, look at the total yardage. Illinois has gotten more yardage. They've done it through the air. Rushing yardage for Michigan. And the 1 turnover, the interception by Taylor, which did not hurt Michigan. It was a drive that ended inside their 5-yard line, but they turned that drive around, and now they're on one of their own.
That's Bowles back in there at the tailback position now. Taylor setting up a screen. Bowles has it. Gets his hole, and good defensive reaction by Illinois. Kept that from being a big play. And who was it? Bryce, 58, was the man that smelled that screen out and popped his way through. Got just enough of Bowles to hold him inside. If he gets outside, it's see you later. Short of his first down by 3 yards. So on 4th and 3 now, they'll have to punt it away. So the drive started back on the 4, and 2 holding calls against Michigan they're undoing in this possession. Stapleton's punt is away. Good kick into the wind. It goes into the end zone. He was trying to kill it down there in the corner, and he couldn't do it. So it goes down as a 47-yarder. The wind is a little less now than it was early on today.
As the wind in the 4th quarter.
11:16 to play in the ball game, and first down Illinois at their own 20. Michigan 17, Illinois 10. That's Sean Wax in motion. They'll run it on the first play with Howard Griffith picking up 2 yards.
That drive by Michigan that just concluded started inside their own 5-yard line and got out to about the 50. Then they punted into the end zone. Was a big drive. Pushes Illinois back, forces them to start on their own 20-yard line.
Guys, give us room. The white
Second down and 8. George gets some pressure from the backside, gets his pass away. The pass may be good. If so, it's a heck of a catch by Griffith, and it is. Whoa, what a good catch. J.J. Grant was trying to do some lobbying, but couldn't get the call.
Well, Grant was all over him. 95. Take a look. I didn't see it hit the ground. I think he hit his arm and stayed off the ground.
Doesn't matter. It's third down and long 1, yard and a half. Griffith. He got it. Not by a whole lot, but he got it. There was a student body right to the sideline, hoping that Howard Griffith could get that yard and a half, and he did.
Illinois has gained 90 yards rushing through 3 quarters. Now, granted that they make their living through the air, but you have to be able to run the ball some. They came into the game averaging 150 yards, so they're a little bit below their average.
Southern California just earned their ticket to the Rose Bowl for a third successive year.
3 straight for them. Yep. That's right.
24-3 over Arizona. George was back. Pressure from behind. And he gets a lick laid on him by Alex Marshall. Alex has been looping out there all day, and he finally got him. Hit him just as he threw the ball. Still not a sack, though.
Here's Marshall here. The back is going to be a little bit late picking him up. Four-man rush, Marshall on the outside. The back sees him a little bit late, and the quarterback somehow or other can feel those things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it. I took quite a few shots in the back myself.
Second down.
Go!
Penalty flag and incomplete forward pass intended for 82, Frank Hartley. Got a holding call, I expect, right here on the Illini. Illegal use of hands. 5-yard difference. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 if Michigan declines it.
There's J.J. Grant. He was out the last few ball games. He is the emotional leader on this ball
10
club.
yards.
Yeah. Grant's the emotional leader on this club, no question about it. They are happy to have him back in the lineup. Hyperextended a knee a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, actually. Didn't seem like it slowed him down any.
So they accept the penalty, make it 2nd down, 20. Oh, what a good catch by Hartley, the tight end. 6'2", 265-pounder out of Chicago, a junior. And just like that, the Illini are first down at their own 44-yard line.
This is a great catch. He tries to get outside, releases inside, goes straight up the field. Number 3, Welborn, plays to the outside. He had to throw it over Marshall inside of Welborn and before Murray got there. That's confidence in your arm right there.
George 21 out of 35 now for 231 yards. Howard Griffith will lose a yard. Back to the 43.
The thing that Michigan is doing, and Teeter is right in the middle of it, is shutting down the running game for Illinois and forcing Illinois to have one thing going for them, and that's the passing game. And if you can shut down one or the other, then you're defensively, you're in pretty good shape.
Second 11. 8 minutes, 38 seconds to play in the game. Michigan 17, Illinois 10. Griffith will lose another yard. A Honda Scholar athlete this week, brought to you by American Honda, who's proud to support amateur athletics. This week's award goes to Michael Smith, senior wide receiver, University of California. 8 reception, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week in the win over Arizona. My gosh, that's a career. Honda will present a check for $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund for the University of California. Michael Smith's a pre-med major at Cal. Grade points 3.1. He's from Oakland. 3rd down and 12. Out of the shotgun. George rolls, buying time. No pressure out there. Lets it fly for Stephen Williams, incomplete, and that's very good coverage back there by number 17, Veda Murray. No, Otis Williams.
Yeah.
17, Otis Williams.
Well, it was just good coverage that you mentioned. I mean, it rolled out, had plenty of time to get rid of it. But Williams was right on his man, and so were the rest of the Wolverines.
And the Illini now will have to kick it away at 7:43 to play in the ball game. This time, Brian Minkhausen has the wind at his back. Flip Welborn standing back at his 10. High hanger. Half a shank, takes a big bounce, and Welborn does the right thing. He picks it up and dives back to the 19. If he leaves it go, they got a chance to kill it down inside the 10. Winds up a 42-yard kick. So Michigan now will call it the 20-yard line. Their ball, first down. Kind of an interesting series of figures here. In the first quarter, buoyed by that 73-yard bolt by Tony Bowles, they had 104 yards. They had 20 yards rushing in the second quarter, 33 yards rushing in the third quarter. So far here in the fourth quarter, they are -2 in their rushing total. So the Illinois folks are getting grudging along that defensive front. Michael Taylor wanted to throw big, now bounces outside and picks up a first down. Chris Callaway makes a block out there. Michael might still be running. Chris missed his man.
Taylor is a tough kid. He is runs the option well, but he's also a very accomplished passer. I don't think a lot of people realize just how good a passer he is. Very smart, very intelligent. He's an academic All-American in high school.
And even 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Pretty soon, time's going to become the ally of Michigan. But we are now at that magic moment for Jeff George, when he has worked wonders in the final 7 minutes of ball games before. But he doesn't have the ball right now. That's Tom Quinn, the referee, coming across to explain something to the Illinois side. Tony Bowles, incidentally, following this numbers game, Tony had 118 yards in the first half. Again, mind you, 73 of that total was one run.
Go back to the play for a second.
Michael Taylor gives it to Bowles, and Bowles this time finds a little working room, picks up about 6 yards. Back to Mike.
Yep. Let's say a worst-case scenario, at least for Illinois fans, the University of Illinois. Why would they be attracted?
Well, they are part of the Big Ten. Their tradition carries with it the Midwest, the Chicago, the Illinois market, and we believe they'll bring a group of outstanding fans to the Central Florida area.
You're impressed with Jeff George, aren't you?
I'm very impressed with Jeff George since I watched the last part of the USC game and then again today.
Hey, Paul, thank you. Keith?
Soon the Citrus Bowl, they're going to have about 60 this year, and next year they'll have 70,000 seats for their bowl game. They've done a great job in Orlando. And that looks like a first down for Michigan as Bunch, the big fullback. Steve Glasson had a hold of him, but may not have gotten him in time. That's Warren Moon loading the long rifle for the Cincinnati Bengals as the two AFC Central Division rivals go after it on ABC's Monday Night Football at 9 next Monday night. It'll be in Houston. Change coming up.
Anything to do with that rabbit?
No. He left.
He left. Rabbit over the Astrodome. I don't know.
With Rossini's William Tell Overture echoing in the background, he beat it for Denver.
Schembechler's never had a losing season.
First down. Taylor lets it go. That's too high. It's thrown in the cheap seats. That ball just got away from him. Chris Callaway was sort of in the neighborhood. Fresno State has beaten New Mexico State 45-5. Fresno winning now 10-0. They have a game to play, and they're in the catbird seat for the California Bowl to play the Middle America Conference champion. Jim Sweeney's bunch. It's been tough for a good long time out at Fresno. side of the screen really tell you the whole story. Leroy Horde, the tailback. Michael Taylor keeping it. And another Michigan first down. Down near the Illinois 45.
Well, this is what Michael Taylor can do so well. Bo likes him in there because he's smart, he's intelligent. As far as passing goes, he led the Big Ten in passing efficiency last year, leads it so far this year, and can run. Sees Donnelly coming upfield, turns it up. Michigan doesn't need any more points. They just need to take time off the clock.
That's right. Of course, 3 wouldn't hurt him. Bunch. And he gets a bunch, about 8 on that carry. Now you begin to wonder, Bob, with that big Michigan offensive front beating on you, those big backs like Bunch and Horde and Bowles who'll hit you a lick. They've been pounding on them.
Yep.
They got to be getting a little tired.
It's fourth quarter.
What is our possession time? I think
after 3 quarters, Michigan had about a 3-minute advantage.
Second down, 3. Taylor keeps it again, another first down. And run out of bounds inside the 25. Mike Hopkins. Derek Brownlow, 48 over there.
I think Ohio State was probably the only other team that Illinois played that was as big as Michigan and could run as well.
Yep. Here are your top 10 scorers today. And no surprises. Alabama's walking into some deep water down in Baton Rouge. Always a hard place to win, though the Tide's done very well down there in recent years. The other Big Ten scores today is the Buckeyes, you see, beat Iowa. Shut them out. Iowa a little beat up after last week's loss to Illinois. First down at the 23 of Illinois. And now the big man gets it again, but and his forward progress is going to be close to the 20. And Southern California now is in the Rose Bowl for a 3rd time. They have UCLA left, but they've got a handle on it now.
That's got to be good news for Larry Smith and his crew. He's been out there 2 years, been in the Rose Bowl twice, but has lost it twice. Watch Jones trying to strip the ball from Bunch.
Whistle's finally stopping it. Henry's got to lose that one. Henry's 195 and Bunch is 240. So it is an old phrase here, gut check time for the Illini defense.
Comparison of the running game for Michigan and Illinois.
No surprise.
No surprise there. Passing would be probably just the opposite in favor of Illinois.
Ball handed off to Gerard Bunch. And he's asserting himself now with that big size and relatively fresh legs. Remember, he missed about 5 games. So he came back from his injury healthy and rested. Strong.
Take a look. We're talking about the run game. Watch Doring and Dingman on the left side as they just double team and blow off Streeter, number 92. Look at the gap before he hits anybody. Streeter going back, he gets another 3 or 4 yards. That's the size of the Michigan offensive line. We told you at the beginning they outweigh the Illinois defensive linemen by 30 pounds.
The Illini now are going to have to start spending some timeouts, aren't they? They've got 2 left. They wind the clock as Taylor comes back into the ball game on the first down. Remember, the change in college football stopped on each first down.
What Illinois really needs is a turnover. They can't afford to even give up 3 points.
Nope. Bunch again, and he'll go down about the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10 for Michigan. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select our Chevrolet most valuable player from each team. 19th year that Chevrolet has contributed $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each university. Tony Bowles is back in now on second down and about 10. And he has the ball up the middle. He's got a touchdown.
Watch number 51. That's Everett. Blocks Gardner. Brownlow, number 48, is going to get faked out. They can't tackle Bowles. He just won't go down all day long. 2 and 3 missed tackles every time he carries the ball.
And it comes at 2:31 to play in the ball game. J.D. Calhoun. They were kidding him last night. Carlson knocks it through. They had themselves a time last night watching the movie. You could hear them roaring with laughter all over the hotel. But they kept them loose. The Illinois team had a little grim jaw yesterday.
He's just shifty, long strider, hard to tackle.
The Michigan Wolverines now may be in control of things with a 14-point lead. Juncture, I would say it has to be this one.
One that wasn't made. 4th and 1 inside the 10-yard line. 4th and 1.
On the 4-yard line.
Top left of your screen. Just good coverage. Michigan wasn't fooled. Veda Murray is there with the coverage, almost with the interception. If Illinois had scored, they'd only be down 7 points at this point.
Yep. Well, they might not be down at all because now it's tied, and the emotion of things would be altogether different. Michigan kicking off. 5-yard line for Stephen Williams. Down at the 19. Give you an idea of how things have turned now. The Michigan Wolverines took that ball 80 yards for that touchdown on the ground. Bang, bang. Minutes and 27 seconds to go in the ball game now. It is 24-10 Michigan. Illinois football just short of the 20. And if Mr. George has ever been tested, looking at it right here.
As you look at the total yards, Michigan, the top 238 yards rushing and 127. Just the opposite for Illinois. No surprises.
Working out of the shotgun now, obviously. George gets it away. Pass is good to Stephen Williams. He's at the 41-yard line. They only have 2 timeouts remaining. But again, let me make the point. Clock stops when the chains are moved in college football. So that used very little time. 2:21 remaining. And first down at the 40 for the Illini. That's going to be picked off by Trent Welburn. He tried to force one, and see you later. Welburn stepped right in front. The intended receiver never had a chance at it. And so now Michigan should be able to run out most of the clock. The Illini with 2 timeouts remaining and kill it a couple of times. But that pass, intercepted by Welburn, may really have done it.
It's going to happen to the left side of your screen. Welburn reads it all the way, cuts in front of Bellamy. The first interception on the year for Wellborn. He has done everything else. Sacks, quarterback sacks, big play, not an interception.
Taylor will give it to Jared Bunch now and just let him move around as long as he can. Burn as much time as he can. Just inside 2 minutes, as you see. So Michigan Wolverines, as I think I heard a little thump in the background, might have been the door closing. Michigan Wolverines will go 6-0 in conference play. They go to Minnesota, which has oftentimes not been easy for Michigan. And then they have a week off and they close. I guess they don't take a week off. They close with Ohio State on the 25th. So Ohio State is not a gimme anymore.
No, but they have them at home, and you've got to be impressed with the Michigan machine. They come in here. It's a tough game. The fans, it's an intimidating place to play. Illinois is fired up. They've been looking forward to this game all year. Schembechler brings his team in time after time after time and just wins the games he's supposed to win.
Win the big one. It's not as easy as one might think.
Mackovic has done an outstanding job here. In fact, Big Ten Coach of the Year last year has a shot at it this year. Be the first time any Big Ten coach won back-to-back Coach of the Years their first 2 years in the league.
That'll get a penalty flag. During the left tackle took off a little bit too soon. That stops your clock at 1:05 to play in the game. The issue has been settled. Michigan has, unless something utterly untoward should happen, has won this ball game.
It was interesting too, talking with Schembechler last night, how he said if after a long conversation he had finally admitted, well, if I had to lose this game, I wouldn't mind losing it to a good friend like John Mackovic. Told you, a little bit what he thought about Mackovic and the job that he's done.
Tough day for the guys in the orange and blue. Played well, gave it a noble effort. That's not a bad football team out there with the funny stripes on the helmet, I'll guarantee you.
Well, and Illinois will be back next year. I mean, they've got a lot of 2 games left in a bowl appearance this year, but they return 9 players on defense and 7 players on offense.
Bunch gets back to about the original line of scrimmage prior to the penalty. Arkansas Baylor got a pretty good one going down the Southwest Conference. And 43 seconds left to play. It was the hammer in the fourth quarter, the running game, that ultimately proved the big difference, I think. Michigan running for 98 yards in the fourth quarter. And there were no real big, long runs. There was in the first quarter. This is Jared Bunch. Just bouncing off people off himself, just hammering away, and he's got another first down. And the clock will stop as they move the chains one more time. A crowd of 73,069 watching this game today. The 75th meeting between Illinois and Michigan. The Wolverines will add to their stunning total on this day.
The winners and the losers. Lloyd Carr on the left. John Mackovic is building a good program. Jeff George will win a lot of ball games here before they graduate.
That'll do it. The clock is running. They're going to let it run out. And the game is over. And Barberton, Ohio has had a big day. As 2 of its favorite sons meet in the center of the field. And Michigan now with a big step up on the way to Pasadena. Here's Mike with Bo.
Coach, great teams save great performances for big games, and Michigan proved once again that it is indeed a great team.
Well, when we had to move the ball down there and score and put the game out of reach, we did it. I thought it was a great performance by my team. I'm very proud of them. And we came in and played a tough team. This is a heck of a team here, and that quarterback can scare you to death. But I'm very proud of our defense. Second half didn't give them any points, and we did what was necessary to win.
And that goal line stand was something special. You know, everybody talked about how great the Illinois defense was. Was your defense a little miffed at some of the attention they were getting and say, hey, listen, we're pretty darn good too?
They're kind of a no-name group, and probably not many of them will make all conference, but they know how to play defense. They know where to go and what to do. And he hit some passes on us, Mike, because he's awfully good. But what impressed me was that when it got down to the nitty-gritty, we pounded that ball in there the old-fashioned way, and I like that.
Well, Coach, we know for a fact, because we talked to your mom earlier today during our telecast, she sends her best, but she's worried about you. Now she can rest a little easier.
Well, I was afraid she wanted Johnny Makovic to win. She likes Johnny so much. But, no, I'm sure I'm real pleased. This is a great day for us.
Okay, well, congratulations. See you down against Minnesota and Ohio State.
So your final score you see reflected there, 24-10. The Big Ten standings now shows Michigan all alone at the top.